Hey! It's Enrico Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Pallazzo!
Utah, give me 2.
Fabulous Waiver Wire Show. It is your boy, Mike Virginia, joined by Michael Govier and Britton Allan, 2 T's, 2 L's. Gentlemen, I think this is the first week in a while that all 3 of us have been on back-to-back shows, Friday and Sunday. This is a good thing. We're on a roll.
Hey, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus!
That's right. Britton, how we doing? I know it's only been 2 days or less than 2 days since I've seen you last, but how's everything going? How's
Third show of the week, Britton. Jeez.
Yeah, man. I've been talking up some baseball. It's Memorial Day weekend. Tomorrow's a holiday. I hope everybody has the day off. It's a federal holiday, so we can all just relax, watch a bunch of baseball, add Matt Vierling, who's leading off for the Tigers. And I know Michael Govier, he's got to do all his fab business today.
Yeah,
so.
I do. Last week I took a week off too, so I really got to step it up this week. I owe the patrons a great deal, and I busted my butt. And plus, I really do love Memorial Day weekend as a chance to say, okay, here's where I'm at. Essentially, the season started on 27th of March, something like that. So we're basically right at the 2-month mark. So it's a good time now to assess all my teams, see where I'm at, what I did right, what I did wrong. And I'm going to go through all that today, and then I'll take it from there with 4 months, guys. There's still 4 months, Mike, left in this season.
Love it. Love it so
much.
much.
About a third of the way, I think.
Yeah, getting close to that, absolutely. But I'm not sweating it right now, but I am going to dive in deep here and assess what's been going on. Some teams are already dead. I have to admit that. Some teams still have hope, and I'm very excited about all this, but it's far from over at all.
There you go. Well,
I hit the wrong button.
thank you guys who are joining us today on Memorial Day weekend on this beautiful Sunday, at least here how it is here in Northern Virginia. The live chat is yours, so feel free to get in the live chat, ask questions, and something that we haven't been doing a good job of. But one thing I want to highlight, if you guys see the little ticker at the bottom there, right, you guys can activate super chats. Show us some love if you're interested. Again, never expected, always appreciated. If you guys want to throw a little bit our way. So thank you guys very much for joining. Ask your questions in the live chat, but let's dive right in, gentlemen. I know we only got an hour here. Number of games next week per team. Tampa Bay and Toronto have 7. Everybody else has 6. And there are no 5 games next week. So that's a good thing. A lot of baseball next week. So Tampa Bay and Toronto are the only 2 teams that have 7. Friendliest hitter matchups next week: the New York Mets, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Giants, and the Cubs. And the hardest hitter matchups next week include the Athletics, the Royals, the Twins, the Pirates, and the Dodgers. So just something to take a look at. If you guys aren't familiar with this feature on Fantasy Pros, you guys can take a look at this to see who each team is facing. It's a great guide to kind of make a decision on if you're in weekly lineups or if you're playing daily. Something to take a look at in terms of setting your lineups. So obviously you want to target the doo-doo teams. Somebody used that term that Eddie was it poo-poo or doo-doo? I can't remember.
It's doo-doo, yeah.
Doo-doo, okay. Obviously, you want to target teams that are facing the Rockies or the White Sox or anything else like that. So those bottom feeders to maybe make a decision there if you're streaming the waiver wire. But let's dive into some of our ads here, gentlemen. Gov, I will start with you. Give me a hitter that teams should be looking at on the waiver wire this week.
Every time we do this show, I feel like when it's over, I didn't do what I wanted to do. Like I mentioned a guy, but then I'm like, I didn't mention this guy. And the truth is, when you work full time and you try to do this for fun, but for real too, we never half-ass it. We always bring it on this show. I have a high bar for myself, I guess. So maybe I'm a little too hard on myself, but I want to try to get there. So today I'm looking at my own teams. Just look at my teams. Who do I have? Who do I like? Who am I looking to add? And one guy that comes to mind for hitters is Spencer Horwitz of the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is a guy who has first and second base eligibility, which is an excellent combo to have for positional flexibility. He can hit for average. He's coming off a wrist issue. He was traded twice in the offseason, guys. As you recall, he went from Toronto to Cleveland for a split second, and then Cleveland said, why don't you give me some Luis Ortiz, and you can have our Spencer Horwitz, which I think will end up being a good trade for both teams in the long run. So I'm all about some Spencer Horwitz. He's back. He hit a dong. He's not a huge power first baseman. I remember seeing him at the Arizona Fall League in 2021, when the first time I ever went, and he was so small. I'm like, this guy's a first baseman. Like, I like a first baseman who's like 6'3", 6'5", a bigger target. But he hits for average, dude. This guy has an average bat that can approach 300. I'm not saying he'll get there, but 280 for sure. I know Pittsburgh sucks, but Horwitz is a guy who can inspire, and he's going to hit in the upper part of that lineup as well.
There you go. Lock it in. Spencer Horwitz, you guys heard it here there first. They should be available in most leagues, so you guys can get him, and he has multi-position eligibility. Britton, I'll kick it over to you, my friend. Give me a hitter that that team should be looking at.
Hey, but before I talk hitter, I wanted to say, Mike V, I was reading your notes on the X. Everyone check that out. Mike V's X notes, MLB. And one thing I noticed was
great job.
You had David Peterson. You kind of show the hitters. And I also know in our chat, Rizabizajizza says Mets get both the Rockies and the White Sox. I was looking at David Peterson for the Mets. Is in your note says he's 43% owned, which I was really, really shocked because he's been great this season, and he was great last season. Starting pitcher for the Mets, David Peterson, former first-round pick. He had a great season, under 3 ERA. He's doing it again this year. He just went 7 strong against the Dodgers. He gave up 2 runs, but whatever. He also had 7 Ks, and he got the win. So David Peterson is somebody I wanted to. If you're in one of those Yahoo leagues where David Peterson is out there, I think he's a must add because, as Bizarrizza points out, he gets the Rockies at home. Can you? I can't imagine David Peterson not striking out 8 Colorado Rockies because Mike Tolly is going to strike out 4 times. So all he needs is 4 other strikeouts from the rest of the lineup. So I wanted to give that shout out.
So hot right now.
Because hop on that David Peterson train like right now. It's such a good matchup. What do y'all think?
I like it. That's why I added him as part of my notes. I think it's a slam dunk based off not just for next week, but rest of season. He's been pretty good. So especially for starting pitching, that's tough to come by these days. One hitter I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to steal one of Britton Allan's guys. And I am climbing up on that bandwagon right now. Chase Midroth of the Chicago White Sox. Britton's been talking him up quite a bit, even well before he got called up. But guys, would it surprise you to know that over the past 2 weeks, Midroth is hitting .409 with a home run, 3 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, and 7 runs scored. He's doing it all. The matchups are a little tough next week with starting off with the Mets, but at the same time too, if you look at his game log, he's been going ham and egg just all day long, really dating back to May 11th. So there are some times where it looks like he sat out, but he's batted leadoff all since May 16th and has played every game. So give me some Chase Midroth, who also qualifies at 3 different positions. We're showing it up on the screen here that he qualifies at shortstop and second, but in Yahoo, he qualifies at second, short, and third. So if you guys need some help in the stolen base department or even the runs or OBP, I like Midroth next week. So and moving forward. So the stolen bases are obviously nice. I mean, there was a good stretch where he stole 5 stolen bases in 6 games. So
he hadn't been caught yet either.
Yeah.
So he's going to get the green light. Yeah, there's no reason to stop him.
Only 34% owned in Yahoo right now. So he is available out on the waiver wire in most leagues. Give him a shot. So let's get into some of these questions here, gentlemen. I do want to hammer some of these out because live chat is rocking and rolling. Gove, I know you've been beaming them on the screen, so maybe I'm behind a little bit here.
Yeah, Gove. Eddie wants his Gove mention check. There you go, buddy. Here it is. You're not as intense as you were the other day, but I will say, Lucas Giolito shoved it in your face yesterday. 7 innings, dominant. It was dominant. Take it for what it is. It's like college football with rivalries. When one team wins, they get it for the whole year, right? I got bragging rights till the next start.
There you go. EA All Day says, which second baseman do we prefer in an OPS head-to-head Cats league? Luis Garcia, Brandon Lau, or Chase Midroth? I will go with Britton first. Britton, who you got?
Oh, Chase Midroth all day. It's just everything like you said. He's on a roll. And the reason why we've been talking about him is because at every level he's successful, from A to high A to everywhere in between. Chase Midroth, for whatever reason, has always hit, and he's going to continue to hit. And the White Sox have no reason whatsoever to do anything but let him run. So I like Chase Midroth as a five category guy. Well, for the reasons you already mentioned, but I just I can't stop talking about my boy Chase.
Hey, and I got to give credit where it's due. You've been talking him up well before he was called up too. So shout out Britton Allan. Make sure you guys are following him on Twitter and get in the Discord as well. He has his own channel, for God's sake. Get in there and engage with him as well. It's free. So Gove, I'm going to go to you next. Who do you like between these three second basemen?
In the preseason, we talked a lot about Brandon Lau, and now we haven't talked about him much, but he's put it together. He's organized. He was on my trade targets chart 2 weeks ago. And I was saying buy him then, because there's more home runs to come in that summertime ballpark down there, Bozo Fest in Tampa. But I think I'm going to go Luis Garcia. Now, Luis Garcia has struggled to start the year. It's been a rough go. There's no doubt about it. But the best part of his season is yet to come here. He went on a little bereavement or paternity leave last week and came back, and he hit well. And I know he's sitting today, but I expect steals, power, and he can hit for average. And I think it'll be really interesting to see what Garcia versus Midroth does rest of the season. I would argue this will be a really tight race down the stretch rest of the season. But I'm going to take Garcia because I love that Nationals lineup, and I still don't think we've gotten the best we've yet to see from the Nationals lineup. So give me Luis. I'm still believing. It's a great time to get in. He's 59% roster on Yahoo, so that's a fair high amount. But some people have given up on him and are willing to trade him because they're bitter.
There you go. Yeah, this is a tough one for me here, EA. Because the things that I look at with Garcia and Lau is they both sit sometimes against lefties. Garcia, as Gove already mentioned, is not in the lineup today. I do like Lau's situation a little bit in that lineup down in Tampa, but I'm going to go Chase Midroth as well, just as a right now, who am I taking? Lau has been better as of late, which is great. He's starting to hit the ball out of the ballpark, which obviously we all love. And again, this really depends on what team need is here as well, EA. So if you need more pop, I'd go Lau. But if you need more speed, I'd go Midroth, OBP runs. And Luis Garcia kind of gives you it all, but just noting that he's going to sit sometimes against lefties. So team context is important here. But again, if I'm in a vacuum, I'm going Midroth. So Fantasy Sports says, what's up, fellows? Redraft head-to-head points league. Should he hold Aussie Albies or should he drop him for these second base eligible players? They include Terang, Brandon Lau, Bogarts, Cody Clement, Midroth, or Batty. Gove, I'll start with you here.
Cody Clemens, he's trash, dude. Don't even bother. Like, I assume that's who you mean. Or did you mean Ernie Clement? It could be a combo.
No, Either way. It's Cody Clement, yeah.
Cody Clemens is garbage. He's a guy who'll go hot for a second, but he's basically a quad A guy in my view. We saw him in the Tigers. I've seen him all over the place. Trash. Midroth, we love. Batty's actually a guy I was going to mention, obviously. So he's on my list. I'm going to say here, I don't have any Albie shares this year, guys. So I haven't had to participate in the frustration that is rostering Aussie Albies. 5 dongs, got a 290 OBP. He's got a good hit streak going here, though. I would not abandon. I'm actually going to say hold Aussie Albies here on May 25th.
Smart man. Britton, how say you, my friend? Are you going with that?
100% agree. Michael Govier nailed it. Hit the mark. Bullseye. You hang on to Aussie Albies. It's too early to let him go. And you got Acuna.
Yeah. 2 dogs already. Give me 2, Utah.
There you go.
Give me 2.
So the Braves are about to go on a roll. So I'm hanging on to Albies. Now, if we get to the All-Star break and it's just not happening.
Oh, that's
then, that's different. But I'm hanging on to him now that he's got his bro back.
Agreed.
Yeah. I'm with the guys. It's clean sweep. You got to hold Albies. Fantasy Sports, if you're looking to do anything, again, I'm not just straight dropping him. I would try to trade him after a couple good games. But you got to hold on to him. If he gets to a point after the All-Star break or around that and he's still shit, I would look to maybe move. Again, team need is important here. But I like Terang of this group. If I had to pick one, I just like his spot in the lineup, hitting lead off in front of guys like Contreras and Chorio. So I think the stolen bases will be there. The runs will be there. He's hitting for a pretty decent average right now as well. So, all right, Next question here. Who do you guys like? Do you guys like Ryan Weathers or Tomo for the 2-start next week? I mentioned both these guys in my notes earlier today. Weathers, I did not realize he gets a 2-start, but maybe I'm wrong on that. I did not see him.
Yeah, he does. He's got San Diego and San Francisco.
Okay. And then Tomo gets, I got to bring it up. Sorry.
St. Louis and the White Sox.
35% rostered there for Tomoyuki Sugano. I think this is probably a pretty easy answer, but I'll pass it around. Britton, who do you got between these two, Weathers or Tomo?
Yeah, I'm going to go Weathers. He's just got strikeout potential that the other pitcher does not. So yeah, give me Weathers. Those aren't great matchups. Those are tough matchups. But
hang on a second. This is no one's fault here, but it looks like Fantasy Pros is to blame. Sugano is pitching on Tuesday, and they have an off day, so he's not a 2-starter this week.
Yeah, I have him as a 2-starter, and I did.
That's Fantasy Pro screwed you. That's what they sometimes. Mike, I know you are on this chart all the time too. Sometimes they double hit a name and it's not accurate, and that's why it drives me nuts because I got to dig deeper to figure it out. So clearly it's Weathers now because I don't believe Sugano's a 2-starter.
Is Weathers even on that list? If you got it up, is he?
He is. Yeah. Okay. He's on the list. I'm looking at it right now. He's on Monday and whoop, there we go, right there. San Diego Monday and San Francisco on Sunday.
Interesting. So if you actually even go to the actual section where they have like the 2-start SP streams, like this is a different page, but if you actually go and look at that particular site, Sugano is on there. So to your point, yeah, it looks like they goofed up there a little bit. So
you know what I do too is I go to Yahoo, the player page, and the check marks on who's starting the next day are usually pretty rock solid. So that's my verification. Gotcha. Little tip for y'all out there.
I'm going Weathers here regardless. Even if both of these guys have 2 starts, I'm going Weathers. Just the upside's better compared to a 37-year-old. Just how it is. I would probably start Sugano against the White Sox, though, as a stream. I like that. So it's going to happen for the Pallazzo podcast, Govier. You guys keep it up. If you build it, it will come. Yes.
With a crew like this, we're unstoppable.
Exactly. Frank wants to know, Batty is going Batty, but will it last?
Ooh. Actually, I stole this shirt from Frank.
That's right. Britton, you got any strong thoughts on Brett Batty here? Spot in the lineup, not great, but has been hitting pretty well this year for the New York Mets. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I've been on the Batty bandwagon. Is that right? Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah. I tried something there. It didn't work. Whatever.
It worked.
But
it totally worked.
I've got Batty in the TGFBI league. I picked him up. I'm starting him in that league, and he's been playing well. And the Mets have been sneaky one of the top 5 offenses in the league, which Lindor, obviously, Soto, and Soto's starting to heat up too. So yeah, I'm down with some Mets, and I really like again, not to keep harping on it, Mike V, but I really like the Whites hitting against White Sox pitchers and the Rockies pitchers.
Hell yeah,
because
dude.
I love so if I see the Rockies on the schedule against the Mets in New York, I love it. Because those Rockies pitchers love to give up runs. They don't have to be in Colorado to give up runs. They'll give runs everywhere. That's really nice of them.
Yeah.
So I'm down with Batty. What do you think, Govier?
Yeah, he's on today's graphic. Yep, of course, Batty. Because Vientos, it looks like Vientos probably has to hit the IL here. So it's really just kind of contingent on Vientos' issue with this oblique abdomen thing.
He pinched it yesterday? Yep.
I'm still not buying it, man. Okay, we'll see. But because what's one thing you learn in this life, folks, especially this fantasy baseball life? You look at these blurbs and they tell you one thing on Yahoo. And these people, they don't know any more than you do. They really don't. They're trying to read the tea leaves like we all are. So sometimes those could be way off base. And then all of a sudden, he's on the IL now. A guy was coming up for a start. No, just kidding. He had diarrhea. So just watch it. Vientos is a guy I really need. So I don't want him to go on the IL, but keep an eye. Because that does matter for Batty's
sophomore slump for Vientos, man. Like Mike Talia.
Classic.
Yeah, it sucks. Tonight's a great game, though. They got the Dodgers at the Met. I'm looking forward to that.
Would you rather the sophomore slump or the freshman 15?
Freshman 15, man. At least you're living life.
Man. Screw it.
At least you're chewing it up.
Yeah, you're 18. That
you're
15
right.
ain't going to last.
Not even up for debate. What am I? But you can learn a lot from that sophomore slump.
You could. But give me the freshman 15, man. That means I'm eating good. Let's take one more question here, and then we'll get into some some more ads that we like. Harry says, considering all are up, how would you rank these starting pitchers rest of season? Yuri Perez, Ryan Weathers, and Bubba Chandler. I'll kick us off here. I'm going to rank them Weathers, Chandler, Perez. Britton, what say you?
That's tough. That's a good question. I think Weathers would be number 1. I think Bubba Chandler would be 2, and I think Yuri would be 3 for me. So I kind of hope Yuri Perez proves me wrong. I really do. I'm starting to think I'm too biased or something, and I don't want to be like that. And I think maybe I pushed that joke a little too far.
Why you gotta be like that? Yeah.
Why you gotta be like that? Yeah, no. So what do you think, Govier? How do you rank those?
You know what? This question is just brutal. This is a really hard question. For anybody to give you full clarity on this, I think they're just trying to do their best. But Yuri Perez at his prime is the best pitcher of these 3 currently, if he's at his prime. But he's coming back from a serious injury. So I'm gonna go Chandler if he gets the call. Chandler, Perez, Weathers.
Interesting. Yeah, the only concern I have here, Harry, is I don't know how many innings they're going to let Perez throw or how long they'll let him go into starts. I hope I'm wrong. I love Yuri Perez. I don't have any shares of him this year, but I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he pitches well. And we've already seen a counterpart to his. Sandy Alcantara hasn't really been great after coming back on yet either. So just be on the lookout for that. I'm not saying it will happen, but everybody's different. But just something to take into consideration.
I still haven't dropped him, by the way. I haven't been pitching him. He's been sitting on my bench the last 3 starts, but I wouldn't. I'm not giving up.
I wouldn't either. Let's get into some more ads here, guys. I want to get into some of the pitchers that people should be looking at. Govier, I'll start with you. Is there a pitcher that you'd like to add this week?
Well, we'll say that Lucas Giolito is only 15% owned, and I know it's up and down, but this guy is still. I know Britton ripped on him on Friday, and rightfully so. It's been a rough stretch. It's been years since we've seen the legitimate Giolito. But if you can stand the roller coaster ride here, they clearly are not going to remove him. He's on a deal here where he's a part of the staff. He's not going to go down to the minors at all. He's had 2 great starts in his last 3. It's just been up and down. And at 15% rostered, there's a good argument to be made here that this is a good time to get in on Giolito, and maybe the roller coaster starts will be less and less as he comes back from this TJ surgery. I don't think it's crazy. I think it's a decent call, and I'm going to go out there and say I think you guys should consider adding Lucas Giolito, because when Cutter Crawford comes back, it's not going to be Lucas Giolito who leads this rotation.
Okay, there we go. Lock that in, Lucas Giolito.
Just can't quit it.
I'm going to go with Eric Fetty next week, who gets a 2-step. So at least from Fantasy Pro, somebody double check me on that. He gets at Baltimore and at Texas. You can't ask for 2 better matchups there. Both teams can't hit. So I like Fetty, only 20% owned if you're able to get him. I think it's a solid 2-stepper there for him next week, if that is indeed the case. Somebody go check me on that there. But Britton, you have a hitter or pitcher. I know you went pitcher last time with David Peterson, so maybe go hitter here.
Well, I did want to talk about Danny Palencia real quick. If you're in a saves league, you got to pick up Danny Palencia. Even if you're doing well, you've got Hader and another good closer. I'd pick up Palencia anyway to keep him away from your teammates. I think you can sometimes. It's not just about gaining points; it's about not losing points too. So I would draft I would fab Danny Palencia for the Cubs. He's gotten the last save ops, and so I would do a bid on him, and then right under that bid, I would do Drew Pomeranz in case you get outbid for Palencia. Also do Drew Pomeranz too. He's the lefty that'll probably get some saves for the Chicago Cubs. He's been lights out this year. But there was one hitter I was looking at who's Robert Hassel III. He's already stolen a base. He's got opportunity to play in Washington. But we've talked about him before. To be honest, these last 2 podcasts, I've talked about so many players. I don't even know who I'm talking about anymore. But I like Robert Hassel III for the Nationals too.
Great job.
He's got a good hit tool and he can steal bases. So I'm dropping. I was big on Matthew Lugo. He's on a cold streak. He hadn't had a hit in like 4 games. So I would drop Lugo for Hassel.
That didn't work out this week.
No, it didn't. And I was a big supporter of him, and
Me too.
I was wrong. Yep. So Ty France too. I've seen Ty France available in a lot of leagues. He bats second these days. So if you have a corner infielder that you don't like, Ty France is batting second for the Twins. And I don't even know if I would pick up this guy, but I wanted to bring him up. Y'all know Sam Haggerty? That's leadoff for the Rangers. Like every
we got to give
day.
credit to Star Platinum in the live chat last week or 2 weeks ago. He said pick up Sam Haggerty. So there you go.
Yeah, if you're in a deep league, he's getting all the playing time you can ever want for the Texans. And another interesting too, guys. I want to see if y'all what y'all's take on this too. Ozuna, Jock Peterson broke his hand, so he's out. So they called up a kind of interesting prospect name, and please don't skewer me, listeners, for my pronunciation. I think it's Alejandro Ozuna, who is actually the younger brother of Roberto Ozuna, the closer for the Blue Jays.
Oh, that guy made some mistakes.
And look, we're he's not culpable for someone else's issues, but
no, of course not.
But this Ozuna, he's kind of a power speed. He's batting, I think 7th in the lineup today. He's a lefty bat. He's kind of interesting. Have y'all had a chance to look at Alejandro Ozuna for the Rangers? Just got called up yesterday.
Yeah,
I have not done a good job of looking into him. I did see that he was one of the higher ads on Yahoo this morning, but I got to be honest, I don't know much about him. So I'll look to Govier. Govier, you have any thoughts on Alejandro Ozuna? And should players be looking to add him?
Well, I want to say hi to Dave Funnel, our old pal.
What's up, Dave?
In the live chat, the injury master. Follow Dave on Twitter at sportsnuts with the Z51. There's an underscore in there too, if I remember correctly, Dave. Yeah, that was from like 5 years ago. Anyways, Alejandro Ozuna under the hood. He looks promising. I think this could get fun. There is an argument to be made that he is the better ad than Marcelo Mayor.
Ooh.
If you're looking at a guy who just got called up. I'm looking at Marcelo Mayor's stats in the minors. I know he's only 22.
How did we not talk about him? We should have led off. He's like,
well, at least he's on the graphic. He's on the graphic, so it covered us on that end. But I think Ozuna we'll see how this plays out, but there's certainly, I'm skeptical that Marcelo Mayor is going to be this, hey, I'm this super prospect. It's a lot of name, it's a lot of hype. And yes, guys can grow from their stats in the minors, like Francisco Lindor. He showed a lot of power in the majors that he didn't really show in the minors. But that's not everybody. Point. Doesn't always happen, but I understand he's still only 22. But I think Ozuna looks like a guy who can hit for a decent average, get on base with a walk percentage, not a ton of pop, but looks like a reliable, steady Eddie, who I don't know will be special, but he could be more consistent than Mayor to start.
I really like that take. I don't know a whole lot about Mayor other than he's a very highly touted prospect. But looking at him, he looks like one of my frat brothers from 1996.
Yeah.
Like he wakes up at 10 a.m. and he's got his flip flops and he might go to class, he might not, I don't know. And so walking down the hall, like I've seen this dude walk down the hall at the old Kappa Sig house at the University of Tennessee. But not that means anything. That's just what he looks like to me. But let me read y'all something for Ozuna. So I've got this little book here. So Ozuna for the Rangers hit 18 home runs in 2024, and steals 17 bags. So 18 home runs, 17 stolen bases with a good average. So I don't know. That is kind of interesting. I'm definitely going to, the more I look into it, I'm going to do a dollar bid on Ozuna and see where it goes.
And they're desperate.
That's a great point.
Very, very much so.
Yeah, they need a spark. Yeah, they need a spark, and he could be it. Lefty hitter. Let's go. And plus, I've got some leagues where I've got like Alex Call. What am I doing? Like, why? And I ask myself, I look in the mirror and ask myself that a lot.
That's
what
am
I doing?
It's tough to face that reality, my friend.
Matthew Lugo's got to go. Sorry, Matthew. We tried. That's how some things work out. So yeah, I like to spec out on Ozuna.
Yeah, I like that too. See how that one goes. I think it will cost you probably more than $1. I think some guys will probably add a little bit more to that. But UE2K says better add Chase Midroth or Matt Shaw. And by the way, Midroth is getting blown up in the live chat now since we've talked about him. But this is an interesting one here for me. Britton, since you're the Midroth master here, who do you like better of these two?
Yeah, I like Matt Shaw too. I'm glad he's back up. I like hitters for the Cubs. They're one of the best offenses in the league, which I don't think anyone would have said that before the season started. But Pete Crow Armstrong has just been lights out. So I do like Matt Shaw, but no, I like Midroth better. He's a great hitter, and he does one thing that it's really hard to find. He's going to hit for a good average. He's not going to strike out a ton. He's going to get on base. And finding average help can really tip the scales. Like you get a guy that bats 300, and that'll help offset, the guy batting 220, or the slugger or outfielder. So that's why I like Chase Midroth, because it's just hard to find batting average help. What do y'all think?
14 walks to 16 Ks for Midroth this year. That's excellent.
Yeah, he's the real deal. He really is. He's done it everywhere he's ever been, he's hit.
I think Midroth is less fancy for people. Shaw's the shiny object, right, Mike? But if you're shooting for the moon, maybe you want to go with Shaw at Wrigley this summer. But for consistency, I'm gonna go Midroth as well. I think he'll. If we're looking at every single stat here, what do we need? Do you need power? Do you need a guy who hits for better average? That's Midroth. Power, Shaw, right? Runs, Midroth hits at the top of the lineup, even if it's a shittier team, right? So you have to kind of figure out, hey, I like Matt Shaw, but he also hits ninth in that lineup. But I got Midroth on a shittier team. Will it even out? Will there be an advantage? I think at bats and plate appearances matter most.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a shooting for the stars kind of guy. So Britton already alluded to on the Matt Shaw aspect of it, of playing in Wrigley. I give me Matt Shaw here, but it's very close. I do love me some Chase Midroth. I'm going for more of the but here's the thing too, right? I'm not hedging my bet. I like Matt Shaw better as a ceiling guy. I like Midroth better as a floor guy. Midroth is going to be batting leadoff. Shaw's batting in the lower half of the lineup. So not saying they can't improve, but again, it really depends on team context here as well. Like, do you need a steady Eddie like Midroth? I would go him. But if you're looking for a guy just a bench bat, looking for upside, I'd go Shaw. So, all right. Just real quick, I want to give a status update of the Tigers. I am going up against Tarek Skubal in my home league, and he is through 8 with 11 strikeouts to 2 hits and no walks. So
that's what
this is probably his best game of the year so far. But he is carving up the Guardians. They just can't touch him. Austin Hedges. Go ahead.
Well, he struck out 12 against Texas on May 9th. It was totally dominant too. This is his 4th double K outing in his last 6. So crazy. 4 of his last 6 have had double-digit strikeouts.
Okay, let's get into some other questions here. Charles says, you guys never miss a beat on fantasy baseball. I'm finally able to listen to you guys again. Great work. Thank you, Charles.
Hey, buddy.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're feeling well. Also, I want to shout out one of our guys. He comments on every friggin' thing we do. Every time we do a live stream after the show, he comments. Yeah. Shout out to Pistol Pete, who is struggling a bit with some health issues. So I want to give him a shout out. He's so dedicated. He's such a nice guy. He deserves our attention and our affection. Good job, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
Let's get through a couple of these guys. I want to go quick. Drop any or all of Molly, Gonsolin, Waka for Warren, Weathers, or Birdsong. Govier, I'll start with you. Would you drop any of these guys for the guys that he's mentioning?
Well, you know where my heart lies. Right now, Will Warren's the hot name because he's had some hot starts here. I don't know if that can last with the strikeouts and the whiffs that he's been getting, but if it does, then it's the breakout of the year. But I'm going Birdsong. I prefer Birdsong here. I prefer Birdsong over Molly. I've said this 1,000 times, and Waka for sure. Gonsolin, I don't know how long he can last the season. Birdsong.
Okay, Britton, I'll shoot it over to you. Are you dropping any of Molly, Gonsolin, or Waka for Warren, Weathers, or Birdsong?
Ooh, I think Will Warren has to be picked up, but I like Gonsolin. Like those players are doing well too, but I think you have to pick up Will Warren. He has looked crazy good. He's made some change. Something's clicked, and he's
at Coors today too. He's gonna throw he's gonna have 15 strikeouts. So this might be a great time to sell high after this start, and frankly, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think Will Warren is a must add. You got to drop somebody, and I know Tyler Malley got kind of hit up his last one, but his ERA is still under 2 for the year. I don't know that you can just drop him. But hey, let me ask you guys. Y'all mentioned the Tigers and Tarek Skubal. I didn't realize how terrible the Cleveland Guardians are at hitting. They have Lane Thomas, who's batting fourth, whose batting average is 125.
Yeah, but he just came back. He's basically been out all year, though.
He's been out all year.
That's exaggerated.
Big Christmas, Noel, 146.
Terrible.
He sucks.
Terrible.
Wilson,
Nolan Jones sucks.
I don't know who Wilson is, but he's batting 200. Austin Hedges, the catcher, 122. He's batting 122. And then Nolan Jones is batting 183, which is actually an improvement from how he started out.
I know, man.
It's like if you have a pitcher against the Guardians, you start. There is absolutely no reason not to start him because these guys can't hit. I mean, other than Ramirez.
They're going to let Scooble pitch over 100. Right now, he's at he's at 85 pitches. They're going to let him finish the game, no doubt about
100%.
it. He's going to throw a complete game today. So,
but the Guardians have been kicking our ass this whole series, guys. So they almost had the sweep.
Yeah,
they won 3 in a row here.
They're not getting this one. So
no, they're not getting the sweep. That's right. But they took 3 of 4. So
yeah, I don't know how they win.
Pitching, and relief pitching is fucking great too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a good
I will drop Waka for Warren here, UE2K, but I'd be finding a way to get both Weathers and Birdsong. I can't drop Malley and I can't drop Gonsolin yet, but I would try to find a way to get Weathers and Birdsong on your team if possible. So Rick Link says, might be a coin flip, but both were dropped and I need a util rest of season. Berger and Santander. Govier, who do you like between these two? Berger, Anthony Santander. Who do you like?
Wow. Well, I love Jake Berger, but even though I'm never been a Santander guy, I don't know how I can say not to add Santander. I know he's only got 6 dongs right now, but yeah, I mean, I've always loathed him. I've never been a fan. I just think, but last year, he hits all these dongs. He just keeps hitting dongs. I'm going to go Berger, though. Screw it.
Okay. Britton, quickly. Britton. Santander or
Britton
Berger?
or Berger?
Burgers. Bacon cheddar. Santander has got to turn it around. Like, he's just too good. He's been real slow out the gate. I like a buy low on Anthony Santander for the Toronto Blue Jays.
It's probably the right answer, actually.
Yeah, and look, Berger's good too. I think he's going to turn it around too. But Santander is a great buy low. Like it's just nothing's working, but it's going to turn around. He's such a veteran. It's going to work out. So I would buy low on Anthony Santander.
His barrel percentage has fallen off the face of the earth. Just FYI. He's down to 5% this year, at 12% last year, career 10%. So that's interesting.
And really quickly, too, with Santander, he's been in and out of the lineup with a hip injury. So I would not rule out the fact that he could possibly go in the IL any day here.
Yeah, that's a great point.
He's just been in and out of the lineup with the hip injury. So I actually think that Berger would be the add for right now. But if you can stash Santander on your IL slots, I would do that. But Danny Miller says, finally, actually caught you guys live. I stay watching y'all. Info, humor, baseball. That's what we do
here,
Danny? That's what
Taco
we do
Bell.
Here,
we're going to send you a Taco Bell gift card courtesy of the Pallazzo podcast.
Dave Funnel, we got to answer our boy Davey Funnel's question here.
Hey,
he said, pick a side, please. Dynasty Inu. Is that how you
guys Inu, baby. That's our thing. Me and Britton's thing. Woo!
Yeah. Team A gets O'Neill Cruz, $32 times 2, and St. Louis's version of Contreras, 26 times 2. B gets Swanson, expiring, Cease, and Olsen. Olsen has a weird league-specific contract. Well, what Olsen are we talking about here? Reese Olsen or Matt Olsen? I think that's
pretty sure it's. Well, there's not a number on it. You're right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I assume
What's
it's
Cruz's ceiling? Okay. Well,
what's Cruz's ceiling?
Yeah, I think we're talking about O'Neill. Yeah, O'Neill Cruz. I like him, dude. The thing with O'Neill Cruz is that he can't stay healthy, and he's in a bad lineup with Pittsburgh. So I think he has just as much talent as Matt Olson. Okay. So I think he has as much talent as Ellie if he can stay healthy, but the lineup around him is terrible. He can steal, he can hit for power. I'm not saying it because they're both last names are Cruz, but I think for me, I would probably go with, if you have Swanson who's expiring there, it basically comes down to, for me, Cease and Olsen versus O'Neill Cruz and Contreras. I still like the Cease side and Matt Olsen, but if he's on a weird league specific contract, that also maybe plays a role here. But what do you guys think?
I'm not really interested in either side, to be perfectly honest. I guess Matt Olson's the best player, so I'll take the Olsen side. Sorry, Dave.
Dansby Swanson, I brought his name up on Friday. I think Mike made fun of me. Been pretty good this year, man. He's been doing things. Yeah, check. Hey, that's the best part about doing the show. We record it every time, so we can go back and check the tape. And if I ever had enough time in my life, I'd love to do like a bloopers reel or like just dumb shit we say, because we got so much that we just keep doing the show every week. Yeah, I would love to be able to stop and smell the roses, but hey, that's life. Anyways, I think that Dansby Swanson, if you're looking to win this year, Dave, is somebody you'd like to have on your roster. Is it points focused? Is it straight roto? Because we play in straight roto in our auto neo, but there are points auto neos as well. So I kind of like the Swanson side by a nose.
Okay, there you go. Hopefully that helps, Dave. Let's see here. Getting through some more of these questions. Can only add. He's got a lot of questions today. He I don't know why it's not working. Can only add one of Shaw Neto next.
Yep. Neto. Next.
What do you think? Yeah, Neto without a doubt.
This is an easy one. Yeah.
I love looking at Neto's StatCast page. It's
same.
It's intense, just like him. So yeah.
I like going to Danny's and looking at Zach Neto's.
Hey, Danny's.
So. Danny's buffet is open right as we speak, Mike V. We got the buffet on Sundays. It's
I'll meet you there.
Birdsong or Yuri Perez?
Might be back in 2 weeks. Oh, at this point, add Birdsong and Yuri Perez, who might be back in 2 weeks or less.
Oh, he's not a question.
Yeah. What happens. I think he is asking a question. Should he add Birdsong or Yuri Perez, who might be back in 2 weeks? This is why commas are important here. I'd go Birdsong. I mean, as much as I hate this game because I love Yuri Perez, I just don't know how many innings they're going to let him throw, man. I really don't. Yeah. I know he's got a lot of the buzz with him, but give me Hayden Birdsong. What do you think, Britton?
Yeah, I'm on the Birdsong bandwagon.
Okay.
I like Birdsong. He looked good.
All right. Okay. Is it a clean sweep there, Gove, I assume?
I think this is Yuri Perez is clearly like the stud better pitcher long term.
Yeah.
But for redraft right now, Birdsong's locked in on a team that needs him. And I think someone in the chat a week ago, I think it was Chad, said, hey, there are a lot of arms that the Giants have, but not really. Verlander's old. I don't know how much you can rely on him anymore. Jordan Hicks was trash. He's not coming back in the rotation. I think Birdsong's there to stay, in my view. So I'm going to go Yuri Perez.
Oh my God! All right, did you just absorb my Yuri Perez fandom?
Whoa! I love you. I've always loved you. I'm a co-chair on the Yuri Perez bandwagon / fundraiser club. I traded for him, like I said on a show a month ago, in my dynasty that I joined right before I took the team over. I traded for him by giving up Shane Wizard of Boz, and I'm not regretting that now.
Okay. TM, we've talked a lot about G-Rod on this show before, but I don't think we see him this year given how bad the Orioles suck. There's no reason to rush him back. If we do see him, it'd probably be in limited capacity. Anybody disagree there?
No, you're 100%
don't care.
Right.
I'm out.
Yeah. Out as well. All right.
What about this? Eddie says Marlins GM Yuri Perez is going to be in Jacksonville for a while.
There you go.
Who cares what people say? Actions are what matter most.
Exactly. John Bouzakis says great stuff, guys.
Welcome.
I don't think I've seen him before.
Looks like a fresh name.
What up,
John?
Boozy?
If you're new here, make sure you give us a thumbs up and a comment on the video and subscribe to the Pallazzo Podcast. We would love to have you be a part of the Pallazzo Podcast family. So
3 things every Pallazzo person can do. Those 3 things. Thank you very much. John Buzakin. Are you Greek? I love Opa. You ever have saganaki? Hot cheese at you ever been to a Greek diner? Man, it's the best. Opa. It's definitely a Midwestern thing, but it's really good. It's just cheese that is hot with bread.
Sounds delicious. How do you rank these outfielders in head-to-head points, Britton? Santander, Randy Arozarena, Andy Pages, Taylor Ward, TJ Friedl.
Ooh, that's a great question. So I assume that's Taylor Ward. I'll put Taylor Ward number 1. He's off to a hot start. I like Friedl number 2. And then I'm going to take Santander and Pages and then Arozarena. But I really love we talked about Taylor Ward the other day. But definitely give me Ward and Friedl at the top of that list. What do you think, Michael Govier?
Yeah, I love Friedl, man. Friedel's great. I love Friedl. He's consistent. And again, it's about needs. We're talking head-to-head points. Now, do you get points for triples and doubles and shit like that? Friedl can help you out in those categories. Obviously, power is important. But I'm going to go Friedl, Ward, Arozarena, Pages, Santander.
Okay.
How's a Rosa? Hey, let's do a quick Randy. We love players named Randy.
Yeah.
Do y'all have Randy Arozarena anywhere? Let's do a Arozarena.
Not this year. I bailed out.
What do you think, Mike V? How's his year going? I have 0.0. Randy
I have
Arozarena.
one share of him, and he's riding bench for me. He only plays on when guys are out of the lineup. I don't think he's been very good. I think it's been a kind of a same Randy Arozarena type of year that we saw from him last year.
What's funny is he got a 131 WRC plus, but if you look at these stats for fantasy, they don't look that great.
9 stolen bases.
9 stolen bases is good, but he's striking out 27.7% of the time, which is obviously not good. A 175 ISO, so yeah. I mean, like if I'm going off this question here to answer your question, fantasy sports, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go Ward 1, Friedel 2. You guys are going to maybe knock me for this. I'm going to go Pages number 3, Santander, then Randy Arozarena. That would be my vote. I know his StatCast does not look good there, but here we go. 102.6 mile per hour fastball for the 13th K for Scooble. That is a workhorse right there, my friends. Complete game.
Go Tigers.
Fun
that just makes your week right there.
Yeah.
Performance.
Fun fact. We play in a categories league, and we have it's a weird stat, but we like putting it in there. You get one of our categories is complete games for how rare they are. So it's kind of like a bonus special, if you will.
Oh wow! So you get that's a win. That's a win for that.
So not only does he get a win, but he gets the complete game, which fucks me, which I'm very, very pissed off about right now. But of course,
no.
Yeah. All right. Need to know more about Marcelo Mayer. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, Frank here too. Like my whole complete outlook on prospects has completely changed.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a big prospect guy. I don't think I'll ever shed that coat, but
no one can.
I get it. He's a new shiny prospect. I've probably gotten this question 1,000 times on Twitter, whether or not they should pick him up. I think he's a wait and see kind of guy. I mean, if you're playing deep league, sure, add him. But like we talked about a lot on this show here, Frank, they're all lottery tickets. I think the situation is here. I don't know if they're going to hand over free reign to third base to Marcelo Mayer. I think Abraham Toro is probably going to get some run there. They may
missing a name.
David Hamilton. Yeah, David Hamilton's going to play there too. Me personally, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know if I'm looking to add him anywhere yet until I see how the playing time shakes out. This seems like a very Jordan Lawler type thing for me, but I'm not adding him. But maybe that's me being a little gripey with how things have gone with prospects this year. But I think it makes the most sense to kind of take a wait and see approach. What do you guys think?
That's what I told you earlier. I mean, Britton, go ahead, read the blurb.
Oh no, I was just reading up on him, and it looks like he's a defense first player, which is they said that about Lindor too. Somebody brought that up earlier, but yeah,
look at Christian Campbell.
He's going to bat 9th. That's not great.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm not real excited about adding somebody that's batting 9th that doesn't have a power profile. He's I don't see any home run. I mean, single digit home runs. So it's one of those great real life player. Do you need to go get him? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, the position is
like AL only, something like that.
Well, yeah, sure, right, yeah. Dynasty, obviously, you'd be hanging on. You're not going anywhere. I might trade him in Dynasty if people are really excited, but he's not going anywhere from third, Mike, I don't think, because Bregman, this looks like this quad thing's a real problem, and he did miss 50 games a couple seasons ago because of similar issues. So this could be something that's going to be lingering, and he could get full run, but it doesn't mean it's going to be good. Christian Campbell has been real hit or miss. He's a guy that you started for a while, but now you consider dropping in redraft, and Mayer doesn't change it. Mayer's a lefty, though. He does have the pesky pull, so I'll throw that in there. So he could sneak some dongs over that little corner there at Fenway, but I'm not interested. I'm not motivated. I can't wait to see somebody goes ape shit and spending crazy fab bucks tonight. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, I'd rather get Midroth. Yeah.
Same. Ulrich Nielsen wants to know, would you drop any of these guys for Mayer, Colt, Keith, Frelick, or Rafaela? I would keep all of those guys over Mayer.
Is this the guy from Megadeth or whatever?
No, that's Metallica. Lars Ulrich. Lars Ulrich. This is a reverse Ulrich Nielsen. Welcome. Are you from the Great White North? Are you from the Norwegian territories? We'd love to have people from the international audience join us. Thank you, sir.
There you go.
You guys agree with me on that? You guys dropping any of these guys?
Yeah, it's fine. Nope.
Okay. Cool. All right. I want to do to get in some more stuff here with the show and highlight a couple other things. Anybody feel strongly about another player they want to talk about as a potential ad this week? Govier's got the Govier's guys up here for player ads. We've already listed Spencer Horwitz. We've talked about Brett Batty. He also has Robert Garcia, Otto Lopez, Jacob Lopez, and Alejandro Ozuna, who we've talked about. So, Gove, any of those 3, 4, 5s you want to talk about?
Jacob Lopez is a guy that you're like, who? But he had a great start on Friday against the Phillies, struck out 8 over 7. It looked good. And I'm like, okay, this is a one-off fluke because they lost JT Ginn. He's back on the IL. He's out. So there's an opportunity here. And it looks like he came over from Tampa Bay. He wasn't very good there, but he started to figure some things out the last 2 years in the minors. His K rates were way up. The walks were way up 2 years ago. Walks were less up this season. So maybe he's also 27. He's not a 22-year-old. So this is a guy who's pitched a lot. So if this is something, and I know that Britton has covered ad nauseum about our secret insider in Sacramento, Casey Bubba, who's told us it's going to be hot in that summertime park.
So hot.
But Lopez is at least worth a spec ad. That's why I put him towards the bottom of this list, Mike. And I also, with Robert Garcia, I was really debating, should I put Robert Garcia or Anthony Bender there? Because I only fit one guy. And I like Garcia more as a pitcher. Bender I like much less so, and I think the Marlins closer situation is definitely top 3 worst disaster zone, along with Colorado and the White Sox. So if Robert Garcia can usurp and they can finally move on from Luke Jackson, that's the one that'll benefit everybody the most.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, totally agree.
I like that. Another guy I want to add, I want to talk about, and I think we talked about a little bit on Friday. Govier did. Connor Norby of the Marlins hit a 3-run homer yesterday. Not trying to live in the moment. He's actually been pretty good over the past 2 weeks. If you guys take a look at his game log there, a guy I like, and especially in Yahoo formats. I can't speak for anybody else or any other our platform, but he qualifies at both second and third. Over the past 2 weeks, he's hitting 381 with 2 dongs, 8 RBIs, and 5 runs. So another guy that they got from my O's. So the Marlins seem to be rocking and rolling there with him and Kyle Stowers. So very good there. I want to talk about Connor Norby as an ad if you need second base or third base eligibility there.
I thought you were talking about Trevor Rogers.
He looked good yesterday. Did you guys watch that?
Yeah, they sent him right back down. He's 6 innings, 5 Ks, no runs.
No runs. He was shoving.
All right, there you go.
But yeah, I was talking shit about him the entire game to my wife, and she's like, "Dude, he's pitching pretty well. What the hell are you talking about?" And I was like, "Of course he is," because I just
it doesn't outweigh the bitterness. Still,
exactly. Let's see. All right,
but Norby, you like?
I love Connor. I've always loved Connor.
I love it too, but I think there's a home run binge that's coming here sooner than later. I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Hey, can I mention one?
Yeah.
Super sleeper, like the sleepiest sleeper in the history of sleepers. And I got this player's name from our friend Torres, friend of the show.
Chris.
I think it's Chris Torres. Yes.
Great guy.
Great guy. He's on the fantasy beat, which is part of the pitcher list podcast.
And he's a New Yorker. And I said he's a great guy. That takes a lot.
Yeah, he is.
Nice job.
So we were at a podcast or something, or I can't remember. But anyway, so Chris, this is from Chris Torres. So I want to give a full shout out there. But there's a player for the Mets. Now he's a Yankees fan, but there's a player for the Mets called Jared Young. All right. So not Jacob Young, different player on the IL. This is Jared Young for the Mets. And Chris was telling me that a little bit about this player's backstory. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, he's 29 years old. He just got called up by the Mets. Jose Azocar got DFA'd in a corresponding move. So Jared Young can play infield and outfield. He's third base and outfield eligible. He is in the starting lineup today, and I know it's a Sunday, and they always do weird things with the lineup. But Jared Young is a player like 0.0% owned in any league, a utility player. But I just wanted to bring his name up. Obviously, I like Ozuna. Or Ozuna, I guess. I don't know.
Ozuna, yeah. There you go.
Someone's going to rip me. Yeah, sorry.
Someone's going to rip you.
Someone's going to rip me. That's fine. It's actually pretty
less.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to rip me, that's fine. I'll put you up on the Discord and we'll enjoy it. But yeah, so Jared Young for the New York Mets, third base outfield. don't go at. I'm not saying at him, but just keep your eye on it. He's a really interesting player with an interesting background. So I kind of wish him the best. But I just wanted to get that super sleeper out there.
Played in the KBO and then came back too, so that's interesting.
There you go. Well, now I was going to talk about some 2-start SPs, but now Go's kind of making me double think my picks here because I did go off of Fantasy Pros that I like. So I don't know if that data.
Well, come on, I can back you up here. Come on, what do you got? Let's go for it.
I already talked about Eric Fetty gets at Baltimore at Texas. James Taillon, who gets versus Colorado versus Cincinnati. I like that one a lot too. Only 31% owned.
Oh, that's great. That's a real one. Yep.
Yeah, Sagano's 35%.
out.
Yeah, so we take him out. Randy Vasquez, guys.
Oh.
Only 5% owned. This isn't deeper leagues, but he gets the Marlins and the Pirates next week. So I like both of those matchups for him. If we can get him rolling there, 2 home matchups, that's good. And then Govier's guy, Hayden Birdsong, gets the Bozo Tigers in Detroit, good pitchers ballpark, and then at Miami. So
that's great.
Yeah, I think that those are good 5. He's only 33% owned. If Birdsong's out there, I like him as an ad this week and moving forward.
Gavin Williams is a 2-starter too. If they're still out,
like
if he's still out there,
owned. Yeah, he should be owned.
He should be absolutely.
Yeah. Couple quick injury updates here. Jordan Alvarez should be back next week with the right hand muscle strain. He's been out since May 2nd, so hopefully he's back relatively soon. Jazz Chisholm had a high-grade oblique strain. He's progressed to hitting in the cage and plans to face high-velocity pitching machines as well. Spencer Arrighetti, somebody we haven't talked about a lot this year. He's been out since April 7th. He shed the cast and he's begun grip exercises. There's
but it's not until July though.
Yeah, July return. And then Brandon Woodruff, we talked about it already with Yuri Perez. Looks like he's going to need 1 or 2 more starts. Looks like they're keeping him down there. He had an ankle. Yeah, it's just not. I mean,
come on? Does this concern you that it's still? I know he had the ankle issue developed now, but it's like one thing after another, and he's been gone for so long.
I'm out on Brandon Woodruff. I dropped him. I don't want to stash him anymore. I can't remember who it was. I think
that's gross, folks.
Yeah, I think it was Dave McDonald who told me about it too, and he kind of sold me on it, or he mentioned it on a tweet. For these guys to come back, and we've already seen it with Sandy Alcantara. We've seen it with
Giolito.
Perez, Giolito, same thing. Do I think Brandon Woodruff comes back and is a top 10 starting pitcher? No, of course not. But in a league where you're hurting on starting pitching, I just think you could go with some other options that I think will be equally as good, if not better, than Brandon Woodruff. If you own him, if you held him this long all season, do I believe in keeping him? Sure, but if there's better options out there, I think he's an easy cut. So,
anytime Slayer shows up, Slayer shows up, we got to get him on the show. So,
what was the Slayer hit? Back in the, does anyone remember?
I don't even know if there is they're there, but there isn't like a direct hit that I can think of because they weren't like the glam metal bands of the 80s. They were real metal,
Real metal. Yeah. I used to have a poster I used to have a Slayer poster in my room as a kid.
You did?
Burning Skull. Oh yeah, it was badass.
Wow, we're learning. The Mike Virginia plot thickens. Wow.
What else was in that room, Mike V?
Where was the porn at? Was it magazines or did you already convert to the internet by then?
I did have a couple mags, but underneath my mattress.
Classic.
I was more of a LimeWire, Napster guy where he took like 5 days to download a porno video for it was only 30 seconds long. So, mom and dad.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. He wants to know which player would you prefer for third base, Shaw, Norby, Mayer, or Midroth? I'm going Matt Shaw. Nope. You know what? I'm going Matt Shaw.
What? Over Norby?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll take Matt Shaw.
I'm going Norby.
Midroth third base eligible?
Only in Yahoo.
In Yahoo.
All right. Yeah, I like Midroth number 1 for me.
There we go. Yui's 2K.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Todd Nolte says, I assume this is a Slayer song, South of Heaven, in all caps. Welcome, Todd Nolte. I've never seen you before here. You should subscribe and like and ask us questions. Thank you.
Or talk about Slayer, too.
Bring the Slayer. We need more. Yeah, bring more of that. Yeah.
Swanson for Neto. Who do you guys like here?
Neto.
Yeah, I got to go Neto. Although Swanson's having a sneaky good season.
He is.
Yeah.
He's only second. Yeah, he's only second to Lindor in hits by a shortstop, which I was kind of shocked.
Yeah, dude. His average still doesn't look that great, but he's doing things.
If you guys send me a screenshot of you picking up Neto for your last bench spot, and if he's available in your league, I will literally Venmo you money. That's how bad I want you guys to go pick up Zach Neto. All right. I will literally give you money to pick him up.
I have to, come on, man. That's a rookie mistake. You've been around too long to make a mistake like that. Just give them the praise they deserve for making the right choice, and that's enough.
That's right.
You have children, for crying out loud.
Durfboy22, would you trade Rooker for Bregman and hope he continues his good?
Durfboy's back. Good to see Durfboy. I haven't seen Durfboy in a minute.
Durf, I don't know if you know or not. Bregman is going to hit the IL here with a pretty significant quad injury. So,
okay, let's assume he knows that.
Yeah, I would hold on to Rooker.
Yeah, Bregman's going to be out for a while. We're talking like 50, 60 games. So, so if you have a trade offer out there with Bregman, you may want to cancel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't leave it hanging because he's out for a while. I do like this next question, though. Thoughts on Barger? I assume that's Addison Barger. I'm all in.
Oh, you love that.
I love Addison Barger, prospect from the Toronto Blue Jays. He's playing third base every day. The dude hits the ball hard. I really like Addison Barger.
Hitting seventh for the most part, but yeah, he's in there every day. He is.
Yep.
I like him.
Deeper leagues, I like him. Yeah, for sure. Guys, Britton Allan just hit a 2-run dinger.
Of course he did.
There we go.
That's the man, dude.
So.
Lau's awesome. It was really hard to choose. I mean, Lau and Garcia is this close. It just depends if you need steals or a better batting average versus power. So it's all context to your roster situation.
Real quick, Todd, I want to touch on this because he says you guys have a dynasty show, which we do. It's on Mondays. Make sure you guys check that out with Robbie.
We'll even be on Memorial Day. We'll be there.
Yeah. 80% of the guys you talk about are already on rosters. See, this is a good professional development. Cue the video here.
God damn it! Why is it so hard for me to find everything? I got too many videos. I blew it. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, Todd.
There it is. The Pallazzo. Sorry.
I get this question a lot on Twitter because
producing.
people are like, "Oh man, how is he only 30?" And I do it all the time. I'm guilty of it. I talked about it on Friday. Different leagues and players and formats and platforms that you're playing on are all going to have different roster percentages. I would actually argue with a lot of the guys that we talked about are way under that 80% mark on a lot of leagues. Some of them, like Connor Norby, even for instance, we talked about him. He's 30%. A lot of the guys that Govier talked about, had up on his graphic there, are widely available. Britton, same thing. So,
Jared Young.
But we also try to appeal to all leagues and all players and all formats, right? So some people play shallow, some people play really, really, really deep, and some people play right in the middle. So it's a show for everybody here, Todd. But if you're more of a dynasty guy, I would check out our Monday show for sure and talk about some of these guys that are maybe a little less owned or maybe in the minors still. So we love having you here, dude. He says much appreciated. Yeah, absolutely, dude. We love having you. But just as an FYI.
Hey, give us the deets on the show tomorrow, Mike Govier. What time?
Live 8:00 Eastern Standard Time, Monday night on Memorial Day. Yes, we pay tribute to those who gave their lives for freedom. Freedom! Shout out Bill Gibson. But Ben Chase is a genius. Robbie Baseball is playing Dynasty for decades. These people know Dynasty very, very well. So that's the place. It sounds like from Mr. Nolte's perspective, that's the place he wants to be. Because if you're in a Dynasty league, then yes, 80% of these guys are rostered in Dynasty leagues because that's how that is the context of Dynasties. So we get it. Yeah. But that's the show for you. Nolte, I want to see you there, Todd. Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Lock it in.
One more question before we head out of here, guys. Looks like Danny traded Neto for Zach Wilson right when Neto got back.
Jacob Wilson?
Jacob Wilson. Did I say Jake?
You said Zach. Because you're so Zach Neto oriented. Everyone is Zach.
Everyone's Zach, yeah. Was that a wash or a mistake in your opinion, fellas? What do you think here, Go? Was that a good trade or a wash, or you lean towards one side?
I'd rather have Neto here. I would. I know that Wilson's Park is fun. The Angels suck, but the Angels hit, and Neto has a free reign to go ape shit on his team. I prefer Neto.
Okay. Britton?
I don't think it was a mistake. I don't. Jacob Wilson has the highest WAR of any rookie this season. He's been hitting. He looks good. I don't think it's a mistake. So they're both good players. So I would go. It's
if you need batting average, he's the superior choice.
Yeah. No, I think it's fine. Jacob Wilson's really good. So is Neto. So
342 batting average in 50 games. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, I would say that I love Wilson as well. I think if you need the batting average, I think that it goes his way. But everything else, I'm going Neto. Power, stolen bases, runs. Wilson's been in the top of the lineup though too. Yeah, face paint. I mean, you got to like that. So For me, it's pretty close. It's Neto. I'm not saying this is a mistake, and obviously you sold him when he got back, so we didn't know all of this now. But yeah, give me Neto here. It's not particularly close, but Jake, it's not a bad trade. If you need the batting average, Wilson's fine.
Yeah, and like Brandon Lau, like those minor league parks, like the one in Tampa and the one in Sacramento. You know, you could argue just you want any players on those teams because it's gonna get hot.
Real hot, like he does over at Danny's every Sunday at the free buffet.
You get the hot buffet bar over at Danny's.
Dong buffet. That's right. Paninis and dongs buffet. Todd
better.
says much appreciated. That's right, Todd. We'll see you on Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, Todd. I'm going to expect to see you there and have questions.
Yes, please do. Guys, any closing thoughts before we head out? We're a little over.
We did it.
Have a great Memorial Day. Shout out to all those that serve the United States of America, and please check out the show tomorrow. Michael Govier, are you going to be on, or is it Ben and
all three of us will be there live Monday night.
All right, yeah, everybody check that out.
It's also a questions focused show. This one in particular, we answer your dynasty questions, so that'll be the focus of Monday night's show. So make sure you bring all your questions in because that's what we'll be focusing on.
There you go.
And your Miller Lights too, because it's Memorial Day, so you have to have a case.
Oh, Robbie drinks Strongbow and Guinness. That's his preference. So that's what he's been doing lately, mixing the two together. An English cider with a Guinness.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Ah, it sounds delicious.
Robbie's a chef. He knows things that we'll never understand.
Yeah. And he's Canadian. So
and he's Canadian. That's right. Yeah.
He knows maple syrup too. So thank you guys very much for joining in. It's been great. For those of you guys who are looking for some more info, head over to Twitter. Check out me at @_MikeVA. Check out my notes I released this morning. And make sure you guys are following Michael Govier and Britton Allan here as well. Govier is at MJ Govier. Britton's at Britton Allan, 2 T's, 2 L's. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You guys know how it works. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, Discord, the whole 9 yards. Everything's available on our YouTube page as well as our Twitter page as well. If you got questions, ask them. Ask away. Thank you guys very much. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. We will see you tomorrow.
Good luck.